Giving a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside The Wire.
Someone who was willing to give his life for his country and served honorably in Iraq.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
Great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside The Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hello, how are you doing out there? This is Patriots Inside the Wire and the Tree of Valor, Tracy Two-Step, and Lori Egeter. How are you doing, Lori?
Great. Excited for the show.
You are? Okay, good. Yes, we have a lot going on right now, so we want to make sure that everybody send us, share it with your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, cats, and dogs. All follow the show. It actually is a very important subject. There's a lot going on out there. And there's a lot of people that have boots on the ground, and we're going to bring you that tonight. The boots on the ground that are there, whether you're in Texas, North Carolina, there's multiple locations of some things going on here tonight. You know, we've got the Tree of Valor in, we've got Patriots Inside the Wire. You know, we pull ourselves together. You've got your area, I've got mine. We both got hit on this one with the weather. And I got to say this, I have to say at the beginning, my heart just goes out to every single family. That camp full of the kids, I mean, it's just my heart. It's, you know, as a mother and as a person in general in humanity, I mean, the amount of rainfall I know in that area, it's like an accumulative of 100 inches of snow for those who don't put it together. And Think about that in Texas, you know, around Kerr County, and the camp for the kids. So
now, how far away is that from you?
It's not that far. So instead of giving everybody where I live,
is that your county where you live?
It is not my county.
Okay.
Texas has a lot of, I am close to that county, but I am not in that county. So I am okay. If we get spotty technology, we shouldn't. I'm in the studio, but I want to tell everybody that this is affecting people in ways that I wish I could say are unimaginable, but it's just something that we have to get up and do something about it. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're coming in here, and you've got the Tree of Valor with Heather. Heather will be coming in, and then we have Amber. She's going to be coming in, and we're going to get into the show. So, Lori, would you like to go ahead and bring in our guest?
Sure. We have invited, I hope I say her name right, Heather Kamasa.
I was letting you on purpose.
Yeah, she is the founder and the executive director. And we met her during the Western North Carolina floods when she was working with Savage Freedom. So I'm excited for her to join us.
I am too. I got to see a lot. So now I want to hear a lot about this. And be sure to let me know, Lori, you know, here with the Tree of Valor, we're on with Patriots Inside the Wire. Shout out to Two-Step Tribe, all of our stations, Heroes Media Group. Thank you to you too, all of you behind us. We also have Amber Cook on standby. So we have a 2-part series for you tonight. So be sure to wave and let me know when we're bringing in that second half so we can have more information. Welcome to the show, Heather. Heather, welcome to Patriots Inside the Wire with the Tree of Valor. How are you doing? I did not want to say your last name on purpose, so I got Lori to do it.
Did I say it right?
Pronounced Kamasa. And Lori, you did a very good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for inviting me to join you tonight.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And as I noticed, you're in a very heavily wooded area. And we're bringing you in. And Lori's going to know a lot more. Yes. Lori's going to know a lot more about you and what's been going on in your operation. So I'm going to refer to Lori right now to get the conversation going with you, Heather. But welcome to the show, Lori.
I really would just love for Heather to share her story with us. I was so thrilled, you know, when you live in the South and you come across someone who's from one of your northern Yankee states, you get super excited. And Heather is from Pennsylvania. And so am I. So I was just so excited when I realized, when I was talking to her on the phone, oh man, I hear Pennsylvania. So Heather, tell us your story and how you, if you want to tell us either about your organization first and then how it kind of evolved, because it really came out of need.
It came out of, yes, it absolutely came out of need. I'm 20 minutes north of Philadelphia. So I didn't even know this region of North Carolina existed until it didn't. When the storm hit, when Helene hit, I wasn't in Philadelphia. I was actually in Maine, and I didn't have TV. Going off of TikTok and also social media, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Something suddenly just snapped. It snapped. I happened to be lucky enough to be married to a private pilot, so I in turn turned to him and said, "We have to get there." And of course, he looked at me like I was, losing my marbles because I was going off of TikTok. In hindsight, thank goodness for TikTok in those days, because that's where we were getting a lot of our information the first, second, third day. By day 3, we had boots on the ground in North Carolina. We deployed a few airplanes full of supplies, and the pilots couldn't leave. Once they got there to North Carolina, we actually flew into Tennessee first. They decided they couldn't leave. So they were flying back and forth to Georgia to reload for supplies. In the meantime, I'm just I call myself a suburban homesteader. So I'm a bit of a prepper and a canner, and I do all of that. So I immediately just tapped into my resources in the homesteading world and said, help. If you're in North Carolina, if you're in Tennessee, we have boots on the ground. How can we help you, but help us with information and resources? I would like to say that we started out as a 3-person team. My partner, Vice President Lisa Campbell, in all of this, she's also a pilot. She was one of our pilots. When she returned back to Pennsylvania, she had no idea that we were starting a nonprofit and that we were full steam ahead.
Wow. Is she one of the ones in the picture?
In the early days, I really have to thank social media and the network that we were build and share exponentially. Nonprofit for many. I think that I would say absolutely it would be best. No, absolutely not. Yeah, at least the long hair. She had no idea. Again, all of the people we've met along. This is rebuilding hope and homes and communities. Again, I had no idea what I was.
I want to help you out here, Heather, because I want to make sure everyone's hearing you. And unfortunately, it is so in and out. We cannot hear you. I don't know if you can go to a different area. I pulled up Amber on purpose because we're having a very hard time with the signal. Can you hear me, Heather? Yeah, you're frozen, and we unfortunately cannot hear you. I don't know if you can go inside or in a different location, and we'll carry it on.
I'm going to send her a text message too.
And Amber, welcome. Amber, welcome to Patriots Inside the Wire and all your work too with Tree of Valor. And we've got Heather here. You happen to know Heather, and you've met her in person. So while we're getting our internet set up over there, everybody has to remember The weather is affecting in multiple locations. This is not the first time. This is not the first guess when we've tried to get out information. So some areas are going to be rough right now based on what's happening in their locations. So that's what's happening right now. And Heather was just explaining to us, Amber, about her husband being a pilot and about the need and the mission that came forward. If I'm not mistaken, Amber, I looked through her story, and Lori, the story did start from Helene. So this is something that has been an ongoing need, a movement. I call it movement as well. And I know that Lori does. But Amber, you happen to know Heather as well. Lori and I, we all know each other. And I wanted to speak some for Heather because we're losing her footage here. And I knew that if I pulled you up here, I saw, Amber, that recently you were on there in your local area and that you were doing a lot of good work. So thank you for what you're doing there at Operation Hope Drop as the director and all of your hard work, Amber. And the same to you, Miss Lori over there, and Lexi as well. And I better say Scott. Amber, why don't you fill me in while Heather's getting situated there? Can you give us a little bit on her organization and then you've met, and then we'll go from there until we get her situated.
Well, and can I introduce Amber?
Sure. I did it. You do it.
Because I did that for Heather. And Amber's been with us for about a year and a half. And I have to just say she has been a go-getter from the word go. And she volunteers with a lot of different organizations. How in the world she spreads herself throughout, I still don't know. But she's been a huge asset to the Tree of Valor, which is why she's the director of Operation Hope Drop, because she volunteers with so many, Fishing with Friends, Night to Shine. She's the chair for her at her employer with disability. What is it called?
Diverse abilities.
Diverse abilities. Yeah. So she really has a huge pot of wealth of information on how to get things done and makes good contacts in the communities that she serves in. So I really wanted to put that out there. So
I love that. And everybody share the show and tune in and bear with us here. We can't do anything about what's going on there. There is a recommendation if you could send that to Heather, who was just on.
Did.
Okay, but it's the internet is what I was trying to explain. She could turn it off and it's still going to be the same internet. But I thank you for that suggestion. So Amber, I love that introduction by Lori. I love everything that you're doing out there. It's good to see you. And you don't have on a hat either. Usually we both do.
I got on and I had it on and I was like, well, my girl ain't wearing hers. I'm not going to wear mine either.
And I never wear one, and I'm the one wearing the hat.
We got you. So Amber, Operation Hope Drop. Talk to me about this and let's help Heather get her information out too, since we've lost her connection. Can you give us some of what she was trying to tell us?
So I first initially met, so through Lori was Heather. Adam Smith is one of the guys that came from Texas, actually. He flew up because his daughter was missing. It was a big story on him in the very beginning of Helene. So he actually flew up to rescue his daughter because he hadn't talked to her in so many days. I can't remember what it was. And he is, I'm not sure what I believe he's like a logistics guy or something. Lori, correct me if I'm wrong.
He's a veteran.
Freedom. They're awesome. Veterans. Everybody on there is veterans. Can't be a veteran unless, but you cannot be on it and be a civilian. You have to be a veteran. So they just did all kinds of good things. They raised gifts for kids that wasn't going to get a Christmas because of Hurricane Helene. That's basically, they were just helping. They use their rescue, sources and survival mode that they're used to in the military. So for relief and rescue missions, they immediately jumped in. And now we've recently, unfortunately, had tragedy where it struck where I'm at in Texas. And now it's also struck there in North Carolina, multiple areas. But you're right there. It's actually down there in Texas now, Savage Freedom. And they're helping.
I bet it is. It is a unfortunate thing that is going on, and there's stuff going on in North Carolina too. So I wanted to see what you knew that's going on. For instance, you just said actually someone's down here in Texas. So elaborate on that and what you know that is going on.
So I know down in Texas that I believe that they were obviously hit a lot harder than here in Alamance County, but we've got Operation Freedom. I mean, Operation Blessings is in Texas, Savage Freedom, the United Cajun Navy. They've got a lot of awesome resources that we use in Western North Carolina. So when I see them on the news or I see them interviewing, it's like, I know those people. Those are good contact people. They helped a lot in Western North Carolina.
So that is actually that's what Heather's organization is, A Hand from Above. Mm-hmm. So she's helping as well there. So we'll get to show some of her pictures later. I'm hoping she's able to maybe
log back in.
One. I'm hoping. But
yeah, while she's trying, we will get Amber. So Amber, yes, it is very bad here in the Texas area. Our hearts go out to everyone that's being affected right now. How did you, I know how you did, actually, you just told us, in Helene, you jumped together, but recently something happened there too. And I happened to notice that you were actually on the mainstream news. We say mainstream because a lot of us that are in truth be told time, as far as our shows, I actually got to catch the tail end there where you jumped in again as Operation Hope Drop and stepping in for families and flooding and so much going on. Give me what you have in your knowledge and what was happening there too.
So it all kind of, like I even said in my clip there, it all came back as a flash, like a flashback. All the survival mode, the how can you help somebody? And we already know how to help somebody, unfortunately, by Hurricane Helene. And so we had a family member. She had contacted me and said that her family, her in-laws, their home had went underwater. So the whole bottom floor, probably, I don't even know, it was to the waist. And so everything that was there is ruined. It's contaminated. And right now they're displaced. They're living in their daughter's house, which we all know how that goes. Two families in one dwelling is not always easy. So I'm actually right now currently looking for a camper. I believe that what happened is, Western North Carolina, we all ran in and was helping. And so a lot of those resources are kind of slim now. And so I've contacted Emergency RV, which they're in Texas also. I spoke to them and they'll get to me as soon as they can. I've got another friend down there. Her name is Bree. She's with the Search and Rescue. Awesome. She's working with Emergency RVs.
Okay.
So the whole thing was, I told Lori, I said, we got to help this family. Whether it was my family, it hit a little bit closer to home because it was my people. And so I just wanted to help as much as I can.
So you're on the lookout right now for RVs. That's what you're looking for. RVs. There's an urgent need for that. So we're putting out that message, the urgent need. And then other than the supplies, I'd like to know also, I know a lot about Texas, but a lot of the people that will tune into this wouldn't. So when you think of supplies, you think about what's going on. What are you advising to go, where to go, what is needed, and what's to be done?
Yeah, so here a lot of local churches are, they have their clothes and everything like that, and anybody that doesn't have anything to wear, obviously we need clothes. But for us with Operation Hope Drop, we need the supplies, the big industrial fans. I mean, right now at this point, the moisture's already in the homes and it's causing the mold. And we need the damp rights, the nitrile gloves, everything to get all of the contaminated stuff out of houses. I mean, we had a huge flood last night and it started all over again. So everything that everybody's been working on, just like Texas last night, got it again. I mean, it's like hitting us back to back. So as soon as it's cleaned up, you got to turn around and do it again. I'm not taking away from Hurricane Helene, but it was like, they got hit and it was huge. It just seems like the East and Texas is just getting hit day after day with all this rain. We're going to go with, there's also going to be What else is it? Trash bags. Definitely contractor trash bags. Lori, fill me in. I did not bring my
Trash
notes up yet.
bags, any of your normal supplies. So we're looking to dry out the areas where we can. There's ongoing rain accumulating. Tell me again the name that you said in the beginning. Savage.
Freedom.
Yes, Savage Freedom. I know that they are boots on the ground, literally in Texas as we speak, in the area of the Kerr County area. And like you said, yes, it's the rain just keeps coming. And if you're in Texas or you know Texas at all, that's not a normal for. And I'm in Texas, so I'm going to say us. And I know that our Heather will be popping back up here in a minute. I do see her backstage now. So as far as supplies, but yes, they are on the ground here right now. And it is good to check with your churches. It is also good to check with your local city council offices. They are putting together things. So your first direct contact, you can get in touch with us at the Tree of Valor. Literally, you can send a message and we'll get you that information. I'm going to bring back up Heather.
Also, I want to add definitely insect repellent. We may not think about that, but we need insect repellent and a lot of sunscreen.
Yes.
With water is bugs, and with the sun, we need protection for our skin too.
It's definitely something they weren't thinking about. Don't go anywhere, Amber. We've still got you. I want to see if I can grab Heather here, who's trying to get on the internet. See if we got her.
Let's try this again.
I hope you guys got me, and I apologize for that.
No, it sounds better now.
Oh, good. I'm doing it from my phone. Hopefully this will work out better.
Yeah, it sounds much better because we really could not hear very much at all of what you had said, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I apologize for that.
Oh, it's not your fault, honey. It's not your fault. I just didn't want to miss what you were trying to tell us.
Well, hi, Amber. Nice to meet. Nice to see you.
See you too.
So, do you want Heather to go ahead and tell her story again?
I would like that, and we'll probably have to all mute our mics as it goes. I think, Heather, your other connection you were in is on, so there's a little bit of static, and I want to make sure that we hear you well. So I am going to we're going to mute ourselves while Heather talks, and then we'll take that off so there's no reverb in here. So, Heather, welcome back to the show, Patriots Inside The Wire. I'd like for you to reintroduce and give us a quick rundown here. We're at the part with Savage. It's boots on the ground in Texas. So welcome back, Heather.
Well, thank you. Again, a hand from above. We started in the wake of Hurricane Helene. I happen to be married to a private aviation pilot. So we just jumped into action. We felt that there was a need. Day two, we had planes on the ground in Western Tennessee. Northern Tennessee, trying to make sure that people were there helping. From day one, we knew that there was a need. As I was saying earlier, thank goodness to TikTok and social media, because there was nothing on the news. We weren't seeing everything that was really happening in real time. We were getting old news. So having boots on the ground within the first 2 days was a game changer. And we were lucky enough to team up with a bunch of amazing volunteers that came from all over the country. So within a matter of days, we built these relationships with Savage Freedom Relief Operations, Buck Up Relief, Valley Hope Foundation. There's so many that I would love to name and shout out to, because without the collaboration of these other groups that are all now nonprofits, by the way, none of us knew what we were doing within the first couple of weeks. This was a learn as you go process. But I guess my point is, if it weren't for all of the volunteers and people coming out of the woodwork saying, put me to work, tell me what to do, I think it would have been so much worse off. And for all of the people there on the ground, seeing these people come from all walks of life, from every corner of our country coming together to help, was amazing. So a hand from above, we really just started out as a small airdrops. We wanted to drop some supplies. And we quickly turned into research, search and recovery. We worked with cadaver dogs. We were helping support with the helicopters. Um, we have, fortunately, being in the world of aviation, we can make some phone calls and pull some strings. But we grew overnight. I started out with a little, station in my kitchen, and I quickly grew to pulling out the folding tables with maps all over my house. Um, so it was a learning curve. Like I said, we teamed up with some really incredible nonprofits who took us under their wing and helped teach us and guide us. And thank goodness, because now here we are with Texas. We knew what to do this time. Texas, we knew that we had to deploy immediately. We knew what we needed to send the guys, that men and women that have boots on the ground there. We knew what to supply them with immediately. We knew the resources. We knew who we could count on. For those of you who are in hurricane disaster relief or any kind of disaster relief, you know that there's a lot of nefarious behavior. So finding those people that you can trust and rely on that have the same goals and mission has been priceless. Look, I say at a hand from above, we could not have done anything that we have done if it weren't with the support of the amazing volunteers and donors out there. And
I think it's amazing. So, Heather, I'm glad we got you back in here. There's a little bit of reverb, but that's okay because we're letting you do the talking. As far as supplies, we have something pulled up here, and I wanted to see if you could see that. I know you're on your phone.
yes,
Mosquito spray, women's hygiene products, dry baby formula, diapers, drinking water, beef jerky, charcoal for both pasta, rice, and beans, cleaning products for disinfecting. It's a big deal for disinfecting with the homes, with the sewer backup. There's all kinds of things going on. Shovels, LED lights. There's so many pieces to this that you don't think about until you're in the midst of a disaster. And I'm going to let you speak because there's some reverb there where you're at, but it's important for us to hear from you and let us know where you'd like for them to go and what you would like for them to know about going to your website and what they can provide if you have some of those resources in Texas. I'm going to let you speak on that.
well, thank you. So we work with a lot of the long haulers. So if anybody has any supplies in any states, we are happy to work with you and pick up your supplies if we have a long hauler in that area. If not, we will work it out and get those supplies to Texas. Our website is ahandfromabove.com. And on there, you can find all kinds of information about us. We started out as a strongly led by all women group. And I only say that because it shows that we're behind the scenes. So we call ourselves the keyboard warriors. We're the ones that are behind the scenes trying to make things happen because we're not there. We're not in it. So we're making sure that our volunteers are getting everything they need. I worry about our volunteers as much as I do the victims of these disasters. The volunteers need the support from us. So back to some of the supplies that are needed. Think about your volunteers, not only the people that have been hit, but you have to take that into consideration that they are out there. They're not eating, they're not drinking, they're not sleeping, they're not taking care of themselves because all they want to do is bring closure to people, bring some peace to people. So I just beg of everybody to make sure that you give a little special grace to the volunteers that are out there doing it, whether it's sending them a care package. I was told yesterday, which I got a good giggle out, that, now I'm going to forget the name, those little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that you buy in a bag. The volunteers love them. They're shelf stable. They can throw them in their bag.
The internet is going in and out in that area. I know what she's speaking of. She's speaking of the smaller sandwiches of the peanut butter and jelly and taking care of your rescue workers for the rescue relief. You know, it is, if you think about it like this, let's say we're talking about someone that's ill and the person that's the caretaker. The caretaker needs to be healthy. The caretaker needs to be taken care of. In order to support and help other people, we've also got to remember to take care of those who are on the ground. So remembering to collect for them your protein bars, those are a big deal. The beef jerky, the supplies.
And I do want to say, you know, she's saying they're keyboard warriors, but she might be doing that now. But when we met her, she was not a keyboard warrior. She was boots on the ground, right? Yeah. She was hustling. So her team was hustling. And I just wanted to put that out there because sometimes people don't respect keyboard warriors, right?
Oh, it has a different meaning. So some people have
it does, and they're important, but it also sometimes it's hard to really understand what people are going through if you haven't been in it, if you haven't seen it. And she really has. I mean, she has driven in precarious weather in big trucks on the in the mountains, right? When it was, you know, ice, when there was ice and snow on the roads. And she's done plenty besides that keyboard.
Just as Heather has. I know.
Right.
So a hand from above, that is who's on tonight. Heather is with us. She's talking about Crustables when she was trying to explain the little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Thank you to our team. She's talking about Crustables, and I immediately jumped to protein bars. Amber was very smart when she mentioned the bug repellent. There's different areas, but then the mold. There is so much with the water that is happening. Usually your boots on the ground, they usually are veterans, actually. And that's usually how we collectively right here on this screen end up knowing and getting to work alongside of other organizations that come together as one. It's not about a dollar. It's not about that part. It is about the community and the people and what can we do to help you. And what that means is collectively coming together. Heather actually has something that a lot of us wouldn't. So she has the accessibility to disposables. She also has the long hauling, the airlift. I mean, think about that. She has the ability in order to drop supplies. So ahandfromabove.com is ahandfromabove.com. That is the website that Heather's information is on. You can all go there, and I hope that you do, and check that out because they really are jumping in head first. There's no just one boot on the ground. This takes all of us, and this is when community comes together. I wish we did it every day, and actually I think anybody that's on this show does that every day. It's like, where can we go, what can we do, and where can we be of use to help you, because that's what we're about. And I can tell that Heather is.
Did you see the Easter picture I sent you? Even at Easter,
I did. I was going to pull up some pictures. I know that Heather's
they did like an egg drop or something with the Easter bunny.
Yes,
so they went back, not just at Christmas, but they went back at Easter then and there was a ton of kids there.
Can I also say, while we're saving, others and helping others, we also need to think about the ones that need saving, which is us, the volunteers, because when it's quiet at home at night, after you've been out all day, or, you've been out for months. I mean, these guys have been out since day one, definitely think about their mental state, because it definitely can work on you. And especially a civilian, somebody that's never been, I'm not saying that a person in combat has never, but that's their element, save, survival, and helping.
Yes, rescue, relief, survival, disaster.
Right. But a civilian, jumping in as a civilian, it's like,
well, you don't know where to begin either. So we were trying to just say, okay, if you don't know where to begin, a smart place is ahandfromabove.com. Get in touch with the Tree of Valor. I know here in Texas, the one, Amber, that you mentioned, that would be one of the first ones I would think of. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Is that their website?
Are we talking
Savage? Is it Savage Freedom? Is it just... Yeah, just Savage Freedom, and you all can look that up. They actually are also another collective unit that, When they come in, that they get the job done. But we
They don't mess
care of
around.
them. They don't mess around at all. You want them to come in. So when Savage Freedom comes in, and we'll end up getting them on the show. Obviously, right now we can't pull anybody we would never do that. They need to be where they're at right now. But then again, to your point, Amber, and actually it's where Heather was trying to go to, was taking care of those who are taking care of the others. So again, your protein bars, energy, the drinks for hydration is what I mean. I'm not saying drink energy drinks, but hydration, Pedialyte, ironically, is something that, even great for an adult. Looks like it's you and I, Lori. And then there are
when Amber comes back, I definitely want her to tell about the other side of this besides food, right? Like the fireman story, right? I feel like this is such a great story of things that at least that she's doing.
Let's
that
try
help in ways that
to
people don't know. So I'm gonna have Amber tell the fireman story.
hold on real quick. Let me see if Heather can hear us at all when I mute. Really quick, stand by. Heather, are you there? No. I would say go out and come back, and Amber.
That's what I told her to do.
Amber, go ahead. I've got the website up. It's ahandfromabove.com. We've got a complete list. If you go to that website, you're going to get a lot more, but at least we got you to see Heather. And we're also going to be showing you some pictures. So we have some pictures here. And I'm being asked, can money be donated to Savage Freedom to help support supplies? Of course you can. You can go to Savage Freedom as well. And, it's all collectively going towards the mission of helping those on the ground. This is a hard subject for me because we're talking about the ones that need this part, but I want y'all to remember that the devastation has been all the children that are gone, the families that are already gone. Here in Texas, I don't know about how much y'all dug into that, but when that happened overnight over the July 4th weekend, and those kids, the location of where they were, that story in itself is devastating. So I don't know how much you knew about that, but the location of that camp and where they had the kids that's just sad and devastating. So I want anyone out there that's listening or is feeling heavy right now to know that please reach out. I'm begging you, reach out to someone. It is okay to not be okay, and we want you to be here. And if it means you're calling the Tree of Valor, if it means you're getting at ahandfromabove.com and you're reaching Heather, if it means you find me, Amber, 988, pick up your phone, whatever it is, someone beside you, just grab them, because in a crisis like this, and then losing, a lot of them were children, losing the children as parents, you all on the screen know why I'm stumbling over this. I am stumbling because I've lost my son, and not in this, but I'm saying that is an area where we are going to have a lot of need for some help too. So I want everybody out there to know it is okay to ask for help. And I'm going to bring back up Heather and see if she's got her sound on again. We're on tonight with Patriots Inside the Wire with the Tree of Valor, here with Amber Cook inside with Operation Hope Drop, and Heather Kamasa, I hope I said that right, with ahandfromabove.com. And she is above trying to get the internet to stay with her.
I'm struggling, and I truly apologize for that.
You're good. You're good.
Well, when she talks, you can't hear the reverb. But when anybody, I don't know what it sounds like when I'm talking, but when Tracy's talking, it's some serious reverb going on. So, Amber, if you want to tell your story, then we'll see if it happens when you tell your story.
It's vice versa. So my recommendation is, as one's talking, we will all mute, and I can help with that. But no matter who's talking, like when you were talking, Lori, on my end, it was doing that. So we're just going to use the mute system. But Heather's, I think she was there.
Okay.
Hopefully we got to get her when she pops up, because if we talk at all, we lose her. So Heather, I'm going to let you stand by there and see if you're coming back. But in the meantime, Amber, go back to where we were. in
Do you think
regard.
if she turns her camera off that maybe it would be a little bit easier? She's not using as much internet yet.
No, it's literally the access that she has. So it's not going to be the camera at all. And I just unmuted. Can you hear us, Heather? No, I have no bars within the studio here. I could tell if she even had some of her bars moving there with all the new upgrades we have, and she doesn't. So go out and come back, and we've got you covered, Heather. We also have those pictures. That's my suggestion. Do that one more time, and you're going to speak immediately when you come back. Lori, that's the suggestion.
Okay.
Right now with Amber Cook, Operation Hope Drop, we've been talking about ahandfromabove.com and everything that they're doing. And you wanted to talk more about them and the fires, and we wanted Heather to be able to do that. So when we see her pop up, for anyone that's listening right now, whether you're on the radio or on one of our platforms, because anywhere you go to hear a podcast or your music or anything, we are there. You look Patriots Inside the Wire, so you can find us on everything: Spotify, Apple, iHeart, you name it. Shout out to Heroes Media Group. Shout out to 107.5. We are actually able to get this out on multiple platforms, multiple locations. So when we do have disasters like this, we have the ability to get you the information that we need to get to you. And so, Amber, you are about to speak up again, and I'm going to go ahead and let you take the mic. And we have these pictures in here too. I do want to make sure we get those seen. For anybody listening, go to the Patriots Inside the Wire YouTube, Patriots Inside the Wire, and you will be able to see what we are doing and who we are. And actually, Heather, who's coming in and out, you're wondering, what are they talking about? There's somebody going in and out. Yes, somebody is going in and out. It is Heather, and she's with ahandfromabove.com. We're talking about rescue and relief and what is going on right now. Texas, North Carolina. Let's try to add her again. Are you there, Heather?
I am here, and I've resorted to going to sit in the car. Hopefully this will be better for you guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. And that was a smart move. That was my next option. I was going to say, go to the car and turn on your overhead light.
We're doing whatever we can do here. This is working on the fly. I've gotten very used to being able to work on the fly. So I'm not 100% sure where we got lost, but we were talking about the volunteers and just some of the supplies that are needed. And I apologize because I don't know where we left off.
Someone asked if they could donate to Savage Freedom.
Absolutely. SavageFreedomReliefOperations.com. I do believe that's their website. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm happy. If you just look up Savage Freedom Relief Operations. Yes.
Got it.
We worked so very closely. We still do. I have a debriefing with them every evening. It's just, we have to give credit to the volunteers, the special forces, the volunteers that never saw anything like this and are still willing to step up and do whatever it is that we can do to help.
So it is SavageFreedoms.com.
Yes. Great job, Amber. So we got that one again. So I only hear it when someone else talks with Heather. So Heather, we're listening to you so that we've got you right now. And I have a lot of pictures in here. I would like to bring those up too. I know for those listening, you need to go back to the YouTube, Patriots Inside the Wire. And as I bring those up, I'm going to mute, and then I'm going to leave Lori and Heather open, or one of the two. All four of us, the reverb is too staticky in here. So Heather, as I go through these pictures, I'm going to see if Lori and yourself or Amber can tell us about it.
Absolutely.
Why don't you let the two of them do it?
This picture is Texas. This picture was sent to us from one of our volunteers who was a firefighter and also a trained chainsaw handler. She's 21 years old. She donated 2 months to North Carolina, and when Texas hit, she called and said, I have to go. Help me get there. So when she said help me get there, what she really meant was my mom needs to know where I'm going to be. So but to have a 21-year-old young lady, her name is Abigail Hope, who I just adore. She worked like an animal. The girl just worked morning, noon, and night. And 21 years old. What motivates a 21-year-old to put everything aside and go help? It's people like that that make my heart smile. So that
She
picture
could
was
be a
from
good match
Abigail.
for Hawaii.
This is also Texas. Another picture, compliments of Abigail. Um, I mean, it just shows the sheer devastation. So sad. Texas. We got some flag in there. I've noticed that people are really trying to um, put the flag where they can and show some belongings that have been missing, and that people can collect and maybe have something to hold on to that we have found from, those who are missing still. Ugh. It just shows you, the devastation of what the ground looks like.
And that's a person there, that little tiny, if you look way
Yes.
back in.
Yes. Yep.
Amber's muted.
This is actually a police officer going out to clear a drain, so possibly to let some water in there.
And that was yesterday, right?
That was yesterday in Burlington. So this is the family that I'm trying to get a camp for, and you can probably see the water line. It's right there at the top of the A of Alamance County. Everything's completely gone on the bottom floor. They have the top floor. They're living with their daughter right now. But they lost 2 dogs in this. They're just needing all the extra hands. So Graham, North Carolina, that's actually still here in Alamance County. I mean, we got hit. It's crazy. I've never saw it like this, and I'm 40. That's the same home. You can see right above the window there, where the water line was. That's on the Haw River side of North Carolina in Alamance County. So, yep, and there's your water line. And so the insurance company is only going to want to pay for a foot above the flood line. So we actually have a guy. He is with Insulation Company. His name is Chris Cagle. He messaged me the other day and he said, I will cover material and labor for the insulation.
Wow.
Yep. It's awesome. So also with my company too, we're going to start a community affairs group, and our people in our area is going to come in and help this family, and hopefully a lot of others. This is the only one that I know of. This is when Hurricane Helene, this kind of hits, when Hurricane Helene came in, and we were boots on the ground helping our medically fragile children, because in this time of need, you don't have that kind of access. And a lot of people, they lost all of that, all their overstock. They didn't have any of that. So we had people from Missouri all over sending things to us. And those were I was having it to my house. Every day my side porch was full of boxes with
I love that. And your face, my country just came out. Your face lights up big time when I bring up that picture, Amber. That's Operation Hope dropped there.
Right behind that picture was our first responders. That's our 9/11 Christmas trees. Our actually the chief, he was shot and killed whenever Trump, or alive whenever Trump was attempted assassination. So then the hot shots are fire department also. So that is me. I was up there helping cut down some trees. There was a family that they had a mess in their backyard with the United Cajun Navy. I was helping them. I did not get to attend this event because I don't even know where I was at. I think I was with Operation Blessings at this time. But this is with Miss Heather and her organization with Savage Freedoms. And they brought all these bicycles and all the trees up on the top. Those are ours, the Tree of Valor. And all the bicycles, all these kids. There were so many kids that got everything because they had nothing. Let's be honest, nothing. All these parents had probably stacked up on their Christmas gifts and had absolutely nothing.
Well, I see that we do have Heather back. I'm going to mute us and let her speak really quick so we can get something from her. Are you there, Heather?
I am, and seeing that picture with the Christmas trees and all of the bikes, it brings tears to my eyes. It truly does. The people that came out to support that, I have a partner in crime, Stephanie Moore with Victory Air. She's another pilot who is just an amazing human. She and I teamed up with Savage to run that event. And what we thought was going to be just a small, gather some toys and be able to give out and fulfill some dreams for some children turned into a 2-day event. And it was so heartwarming to see these parents come through, and we were giving them trash bags and saying, fill them, take everything you need. And to be hugged and parents to cry and say, thank you. I didn't know what I was going to do for my children this year. That's what it's all about. Paying it forward, making sure that you're able to give some people something to smile about in the darkest hours of their day, of their life.
Mm-hmm. And then you also fed them at the event. Like there was that
we didn't do that alone. Again, nothing we do is alone. I really would love to point that out. You know, a hand from above. We do everything we can do, but it would not be without the collaboration of everybody else. Operation Barbecue went over and beyond to make sure that everybody had a meal there at the event, and then sent people home with meals. Mm-hmm. And they did the same thing for the Easter event. We had over 2,000 people at our Easter event. We dropped 5,000 Easter eggs from the helicopter, and Operation Barbecue handed out 2,000 meals. And just to be able to bring some joy back into the communities it's priceless. And North Carolina needs that. And we plan on doing it again, by the way. Every year moving forward, we will be doing an Easter event in North Carolina with Valley Hope Foundation and Victory Air and a couple other collaborators, Operation Barbecue, because of the joy that us first responders got out of it. As much as we were giving, we were receiving as well.
That's the beauty of it, for sure. I wanted to let you tell us what you're looking at that you'd like for people to know, and a list of items or anything else. I know it's a hand from above for your site to go to, but when all of us are having a mic open, I'm trying to let you have your time to speak, Heather.
Thank you.
And give us more about being able to drop, and that's through your husband and flying, and you mentioned long hauling.
The supplies that are needed are endless. Bleach, mold remediation, buckets, mops, tools. People forget about tools. Everybody lost their tools. Bibles. There are so many important things. Bibles, musical instruments. This is something that's important to me. I'm not a musician, but I know that there are musicians that speak through their music. So people are suffering. They don't have their guitar to pick up and spill their heart into their guitar or their harmonica. So, you know, little things like that are going to bring people a little speck of joy. On top of all of the necessity needs, but we need to make sure that we're able to help people smile a little bit, give them a little bit of hope. But of course, we need bleach. We need all of the supplies, but we need money. Most importantly, money. Why I say money is because we need to get the supplies there. And then once we get there, we like to buy supplies from the local stores that are still open. We want to put money back into the communities, which is so very important. People forget that we have to put money back into their economy to help get people back to work, to help, promote these small businesses that are suffering tremendously. So at the end of the day, of course, supplies, food, cleanup kits, medicine, bug spray, children's medicine. Children's medicine is a big thing, especially in this heat. Sunblock, bug spray, snake bite kits. That's a big call for the last couple of days. Not easy to come by. But again, cash goes so far. Remember, we have volunteers there that are eating hot dogs every day because that's all they can afford and they're cold because they can't cook them somewhere. So I like to be able to give our volunteers some money to go and get a hot meal somewhere, or maybe a good night's sleep in a hotel an hour away from where they are. And again, to promote the economy within these devastated areas.
I agree with you in regards to putting it back into the community. Thank you for what you do at ahandfromabove.com. And Amber joining us live tonight. And is there anything else you'd like to leave us with, Heather? Because of your connection, I'm trying to just let you speak and make sure everything you need to say is out there.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm sorry that it's such a terrible connection. If I could give some closing remarks, I really would say that look out for your neighbors, because you never know if we're next. Pay attention to each other, be kind, pay it forward. And if you see someone that needs an extra helping hand, help them, because it could be us tomorrow. And this is really what motivates me, is I would hope that someone would help us, our community, if we were in a devastated situation.
I second that. And in regards to having one, you can't do anything about it being the reception where you're at. You're literally in the woods, in an area, in a car, trying to give us this information. So anyone, do not even dare to complain to me about this. Get out there and get busy doing something and help. And we are happy to always bring the information. You can put up with a little bit of the static if you've got the people that are doing the work on the ground, getting you the information from the ground. That's the key point right there.
I do want to say,
Go for it, Amber.
I want to say, if it wasn't for God putting us where we need to be and standing still and listening to Him, there's no way we would be able to help. Like, He places us where we need to be. He puts us with the connections that we need to be connected to. But I want to say, make sure that before you volunteer with any organization, that you vet them, that they are legit, because there's a lot of people out here saying that they are somebody and they are not. And then it doesn't end well, like, at all. So just make sure that who you're working with is legit.
Well, I second that motion on that, and I bet you do too. Lori's sitting up there like, yes, please do so, because the people are actually putting in the real grit.
I remember sitting in a parking lot, Lori and I, we went and picked up, so we were all over the place. We had a lady, her name was Stephanie Huth, and she was our eyeballs. She said, you go here, 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 here. We were hauling a truck with a 16-foot trailer loaded down with medical supplies for these kids, taking them to different hubs in North Carolina. And I remember sitting in this one particular parking lot at a wedding venue in Tennessee, wanted to cry my eyes out, and I'm pretty sure we probably did, I believe. And, hauling a trailer in places that you have no idea about and half the roads are gone, you want to know, do I have a place to turn around? So I remember asking Lori, is there a place that I can turn around? She's like, I don't know. So when you get up there, we pick up the stuff. We have a lot of, volunteers, kids, helping us. And we were sitting there, and there was a place in West Jefferson that we were taking all the stuff to because they were going to take it. It was Jimmy and Jean's. And coming through the Tennessee mountains, they got hit pretty hard too. I mean, we came up upon places that were completely just blacked out. There was absolutely nothing, flattened to the ground. But before we left Tennessee at that wedding venue, the lady said, well, we're not going to be here at a certain time. Just come tomorrow. And I'm like, we got to get back today. I've got to work tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to work. If I could do this all the time, full time, I would be excited about it. But anyways, so we sat in that. She said, just sit here. Let's just pray about it. So we sat there and she prayed. And it wasn't long after we got going down the road, that lady called and said, come on, I'm going to stay until you get here. And we had volunteers help us unload that 16-foot trailer and the truck, cab, and bed, I believe, of supplies for these children. So it was awesome.
Good. That is.
Jimmy and Jean's was actually a place, it was an arcade that they had bought. And when everything happened, she shut it down and opened it up, kind of like I wouldn't say a soup kitchen, but she opened it up and she said, everybody come, and she made spaghetti for everybody that had no power, no water, no nothing. It was amazing. I mean, to see all that, and like Heather was saying, in Western North Carolina, you see all these things, right? And then all of a sudden it hits somewhere else and you are ready. Like you are boots on the ground, ready to tackle it because you saw it before. So I'm
I
super
love that
passionate
and
about
everything you're saying. I was going to try Heather again. And so, Heather, I'm trying to pull you in. And it's if nobody else talks, we can hear her. But I do want to say thank you for tuning in, Heather. And any last words from you, too. We'll be sure to exchange information. But I wanted you to do a closeout, and then I'll get to Lori.
Perfect. Well, thank you. And to Amber's point, Jimmy and Jean's or Ginny and Jean's, that's one of many incredible hubs that were taking in supplies that closed their businesses down to help their communities. It's just a beautiful thing. But to your point again, Amber, just be so careful about who you're working with, the nonprofit, that it's a legitimate nonprofit, the nefarious behavior. If you would have asked me 11 months ago if any of this really happened in our world, I would have said absolutely not, because I believed in rainbows and unicorns 11 months ago. I have had a very, very strong awakening, I would say. To Amber's point again, it's God. There's no way that I could describe my reaction to what had happened other than divine intervention. I was told to do something, I listened, and here we are, 10 months later, still in it. And excited is the wrong word, but I am excited that we have come so far and that we have built such alliances with incredible people all over the country that are willing to drop everything and help. So it's been such an incredible honor to work with such amazing people and to know that we are really making the difference in somebody's life, a child's life. It's beautiful. I'm honored and incredibly, it's a privilege to work with you all.
Thank you for that, Heather, and everything that you're doing. And I hate that you have that static. So I'm glad that we've been able to let you talk. I'm going to have to mute it really quick. ahandfromabove.com with Heather. Heather, thank you for everything that you're doing. Being able to be up there in the air, that's a big deal, and make the drops. Being that heart. I picked up on something. And so, Lori, you're not muted and I'm not. Is there a habit that we meet in parking lots in the middle of the night and have these things where we're helping people because we have all met the exact same way?
Well, Amber and I have habits of being in parking lots and praying. And when or God telling us to go to certain places and then him showing us what he wants us to do. So it's just a lesson in being still and being patient, because he really does want to hear from you and he will answer. It's not always what you want to hear, right? But I believe with my whole heart that he will answer any prayer you ask, even in ways that you may not want the answer he gives you. But I promise he will answer. And
Well,
so,
yes, and Lori, we met in a parking lot, literally over prayers, going, okay, where do we go? What do we do here? Like, lead the way. So I 1000% believe, like, being on the ground, getting in your community, and then you bump into people, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to bump into you. So that's how you meet good people. And so when Heather is over here, and this is Heather here with a hand from above, stating 11 months ago, if you had asked her, I'm sitting there going, well, 11 or 12 months ago, if you had asked Lori and I standing in the middle of a parking lot, we might have told you a whole lot of stuff. So Heather, we would have given you the lowdown for sure. I truly love what you're doing. Amber, I know you too. Your heart and everything that you're doing, boots on the ground does not explain it. So with Operation Hope Drop, Amber Cook on tonight, we've got Heather Kamasa. I know that I'm not all that correct on your last name, but I am country, so there's an accent on it, so I get away with that one. The Tree of Valor tonight with Miss Lori Egeter, Lexi. I have to do that. So everyone's like, what is she doing? Lexi is part of the Tree of Valor, so I always have to, on our show, we have to make sure that we remember and say names of others. And again, for Two-Step, for Lexi, for Cash, for all the others out there, all the people, the families, their siblings, counting on the volunteers that are out there, the first responders, our veterans, and the humanity of other people. That's what it is.
I do want to talk about that, about the volunteer portion of this, is that whenever there is a crisis like this, like we can't forget about other places that were dependent on volunteers and visitors, like nursing homes. Again, Amber and I in a parking lot, right? Once again, sitting, we're supposed to go help Cajun Navy, and then it wasn't quite time, and we were sitting in a parking lot, and we're like, what should we do, right? And then we just happened to realize we are sitting across from the North Carolina Veterans Home in Black Mountain, and we went over there, and they didn't even have a phone. Like they had no landline phones, and no one knew that they didn't have them, right? They did not, their volunteers were, I don't even know if they had any more volunteers at that point. Visitors definitely short on all of that. And just like our simple visit and Amber singing Christmas songs with them, we made them a USS Coal Tree with veteran pictures. And this place had like 3 World War II veterans, Korean War veterans, Vietnam War veterans. They were so happy to see us. Like, service comes in different forms. So not everybody can be boots on the ground, right? But I will go to my deathbed saying that if my daughter in her wheelchair, without the same voice as the rest of us, if she can serve like she does, there is no excuse for anyone who says they don't have the time, the energy, or whatever the heck reason they have. They don't have one that I'm going to buy. Okay. So that bit of effort of just going someplace and visiting people, there's Lexi, just going somewhere is a way you can serve that you may not have thought of. Because those are the kind of places like nursing homes, veteran homes, that my guess is, like I said, they didn't even have a landline. So, and no one knew they didn't, which is kind of a big deal. Their families couldn't even call to check on them. Yeah. So, and Amber does have a really sweet story about, again, a parking lot. My God, that happened at the fire station.
I'm going to write a song about parking lots and Lori.
Because I want people to understand how all of us, like, God's behind everything that Heather and Amber and I and Tracy, what we do. And I think it's important for people to hear that. So I wanted to tell this quick story about who we met at the parking lot.
So I do want to kind of go into how, if that's okay. I don't know how much time we have, but how it all went down was her and I went traveling up the road to deliver these supplies, and we went to the United Cajun Navy, which they were doing it at the raising toys and such for the children's home. And so we met there, and I was standing there talking. I overheard this guy named Felipe. He's actually now been deported back to Canada, but he was here for half a year, I believe, building homes and helping as much as he could, putting his money in. He moved his family down here. Awesome guy. He was working with Operation Blessings. So I was sitting there and I overheard him say something about Christmas trees and how these, some people didn't have trees. And I'm going, did you say trees? Because we actually had trees that we were going to drop off with our pictures on them, our veterans that we brought. But Lori and I talked and said, we're going to give him the trees because these
We also brought the decorations from Lowe's.
And we had so Lowe's donated decorations. So we had the decorations as well. So then we went to Operation Blessings, met them. So that's where your connections come in, like Heather was saying, your connections. So then Operation Blessings, you've got United Cajun Navy. Now we're delivering Christmas trees to families in Swannanoa that have lost completely everything. Like their homes have been up and drifted down the river. And then all of a sudden, I remember we needed somewhere to place our trailer. And Adam Smith, with the Savage Freedoms, he said, you can park it here. But it wouldn't have happened without Heather on the phone telling us where to go and what to do. It is all about connections. So after we do that, we're delivering these Christmas trees that we got from Operation Blessings because they were donated from another place. And we go to the fire department, Black Mountain Fire Department. Amazing guys. I've already been there a couple of times after that. And my kids, they actually got to meet them the second time I went. And my son, he is a junior firefighter, along with his dad. He's a fireman. His grandpa's father is a fireman. And they're just firemen all in the family. And so I took them there. But before all that, when Lori and I was on boots on the ground, we took the tree and we had our pictures that we had brought for Hurricane Helene. People that didn't survive, rescues, first responders and such. And as we're placing these pictures, one of their own was placed on that tree. And those guys, he was actually a captain to a couple of those guys at another station. So it's just connections. God puts you where you need to be. It's absolutely amazing.
But when we went there, when we were out in the parking lot,
so we were in the parking lot. Yeah, so we were in the parking lot, and I was like, I popped open the truck, the truck tailgate, and a guy was walking, and he was like, "You dropping off Christmas trees?" I was like, "Actually, a matter of fact, we are dropping off some Christmas trees." And we get in there, and he says, our station has never, he said, I don't think I've ever been to a station that has had a Christmas tree. And when we walk inside, lo and behold, guess what they're doing? They're having their Christmas party. So they and we brought Christmas lights. It was absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. I do want to shout out here really quick. We do have, which is part of our show. So Tyee Eliason is connected to me as family. A lot of people are going to ask questions, but just trust is on this one. Tyee is here saying that you're all doing such amazing work, all the ladies, and he'll be running with this flag this weekend to raise money for the cause. God bless you both. So that is a message from Tyee Eliason, Washington State Freedom Runner, also a part of our family and literally a part of the show. So thank you, Tyee, our active duty service members, our veterans, and our first responders. Amber, I'm definitely going to have you back to talk more about Operation Hope Drop. And Miss Heather, I definitely want you to come back and to talk more. You will know which location I'm in because the pictures.
Not at the summer house.
Yeah. Well, we'll meet over a parking lot. That's how Lori and I did it, literally. That's how we first did that. We met it in the parking lot. I'm not kidding. So when Amber said that, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. That's how people get it done. Boom, let's go. So Heather, yes, the pictures that you sent in, especially, I knew immediately it was Texas. So anyone that's just listening to this, you need to go back to the YouTube. That's Patriots Inside The Wire. Again, Patriots Inside The Wire. You can find that on other platforms, but we encourage you to go to YouTube. You can go to our website, patriotsinsidethewire.com or .org. You'll find the full show as well, but it's very easy on YouTube, just Patriots Inside the Wire. But anything you need is on the website. You can get to that, the Tree of Valor's information as well. Shout out to 107.5, giving us the platform in radio to get information out, especially when we have our immediate needs that occur with our disaster relief teams to get information out. When we need to get that information out, we need to support our volunteers. We need to support the people who are putting in the work. There are two different versions of keyboard warriors. I have to address that again because I just got a message. So yes, there are great keyboard warriors who are doing it, meaning the mission. They're getting to the mission. They're getting to the point like Heather was speaking about, from a hand from above. The other keyboard warriors are, that is why we have security, because some people, I don't want to complete that sentence, actually. I'm just going to say we go get busy and get the work done. It's a matter of getting the supplies, getting the things together. It's put it back together as a community, but be careful, because when you're gone, when the volunteers leave, and when everyone else is back home, there's real tragedy there that we've got to keep the ongoing support for the people. And I don't want that to drop. That is exactly what happens to our families when they're serving and they lose their active duty service member. And I can only speak from experience and for other people who speak to me. When you immediately are out, you're like, where's my weight? Where are they? This is when I really need someone. So I encourage you to call 988-988 in your area, because I don't know where you're at as you're listening to this, for immediate help. And it is okay. So Lori and Heather, I think I'm going to unmute Heather and get her reply to this, and then with all of us, but I have to let her do it individually because of the reverb. But I would love to get that from her, of my statement that I just made. And then Heather, you can reach me a hand from above, and I'll be sure to get you back on with Lori on a full feature. But I want to make sure we stay in touch with the people that are out there and in need, and our volunteers. So I'm going to go back to Heather really quick, and I'm going to get you. There you are.
Well, thank you. You can find us on social media. We are ahandfromabove.com, or you can email us at ahandfromaboveteam@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, A Hand From Above. We are on TikTok, and also Instagram. But if you send us a message on Facebook, or if you email us, you can guarantee that you're going to hear from one of our team members within a couple of hours. We are very, very responsive when it comes to people reaching out, wanting to donate, wanting to volunteer. There is a vetting process for our volunteers, which should be expected. But we will get on the phone. We will answer any questions you have. We make sure that we take the time to communicate with anybody that has questions or wants to help or just needs answers. We may not have the answers, but we are going to do our darnest to get you the correct answers. We try not to pay attention to too much of the socials that are going around with the rumors and things like that. So we really do try to fact check and have our briefing in the mornings and then debriefs at night. So we're always available for anyone who wants to get involved, wants to help, or just needs some clarity. We will make the time.
I love that. I have a message here. I want to pull it up. It is from Tai.
Oh.
Can you see that, Amber?
Hi, Lexi, too.
Tell Lexi hello. It is from Tai saying, please tell Lexi hello. So Lexi here in the show. Lexi's part of the show. She's actually the daughter for Lori at the Tree of Valor. She is you see a flag where I see Lexi. It's like it goes one and the same. So it is great to meet you, Heather. I can't wait to have you back and talk with you more. I want to talk more about the after aspects, the follow-up, and the relief to be continued, and to get together not just when a disaster happens, but to continue ongoing efforts collectively. And Amber, it is great to see you. I can't wait to see you in person again. And when you brought up music, Heather, you had no idea who you were speaking to, I bet. But Lori seems to do this to me on every dang show. And I don't know how, but somehow she does. I'm like, somebody will say something, and I'm like, either she's having very long conversations about me, or we're just supposed to be together, Lori. It is unbelievable to me.
As soon as she said that, I thought, oh God, here we go. No, I knew where this was going to go.
And I will end up getting to know you.
So you need to help her now with instruments from all these musicians,
So reach out, Heather. That's what you need to do. I need you to reach out, Heather. So A Hand from Above brought up music and how people like to talk through their music. And if anyone has listened a little bit, you might know that that's me. So my therapeutic release is music and writing. And in the music community, we can all come together and bring a lot of relief. There are 5 different relief concerts happening right now. Just what's going, that's just right here in Texas around me. So that is all going on with our tribe. It is Two-Step Tribe. So you can go to those as well, because that money goes directly to help the community. So all you have to do is get in touch. You can get in touch with me from Two-Step Tribe. Everyone usually knows Uncle Rhino. When I say that name, he's very easy to find too. But Two-Step Tribe is very easy, the number 2. But I'll get with Heather as well. We have 2 more shows, and I will definitely bring up music. But music and instruments, that is easy. Concerts, that is easy. Getting supplies and then combining it with the right organizations, that's key. That's where you have to partner with the right ones. So Lori always does a great job. And I'm going to say the Tree of Valor, because we both do this. It's, I really want to do an episode just on the Tree of Valor. And we have so much that we get out because we want to. That's just who we are. We got to get this information out. But eventually I do want to get just the Tree of Valor and their information in here. So every time someone's hearing Lexi nonstop, they will understand who Lexi is and what you're doing at the Tree of Valor even more than just bringing them the information. But fabulous information, great resources, great tools. A Hand from Above. Please go there to their website and you'll find out more. Amber, thank you for everything that you're doing. And it is good to see you again. We usually close out right about now. And I wanted, we are, so Heather's, it's in and out. But Lori, we're going to be wrapping up right now.
With the wish.
I'm sorry?
With the wish. Or that song. What song?
Okay. Okay. I hear you. Let me get rid of the reverb.
I hope they can hear it, because I know sometimes they can't hear it. If you guys can't hear it later, Heather, make sure you come back and listen to the song.
Oh, okay. So we'll go to that. You want Whisper is what you want?
Yeah, I think that's what is that what it was? Yeah, Whisper to Jesus.
Let's see here. I have a new veteran coming too. Stay tuned. I have new music coming from a veteran that I want y'all to tune into. But when Lori's on this show, she says, which song, which thing, which guest. Please reach out to the Tree of Valor in regards to getting on the show on a Wednesday, coming to you. And here it is. It's Whisper to Jesus is what it is, Heather. And Lori's wanting this played. So here it is. It's Whisper to Jesus from the Two-Step Tribe.
Jesus, do you hear me as I whisper and look up to the sky? The clouds drift slowly, but they don't reply. I'm searching for a flicker, a spark in the gray, something to convince me they found their way. Please, Jesus, can you send me a sign? Not from above to say we're fine. My heart feels heavy like a storm rolling in. Please, Jesus, tell me where to begin with whispers to you. Jesus, send me a sign. Jesus, please. There's a silence that feels longer today. Shadows dance where the sun used to play. I'm holding on tight, but the rope's wearing thin. Hoping for a whisper, cutting through the din. Whispers. Is everything as it should be? I don't know. The world spins fast, but my own feels
there you have it. So hopefully that.
Heather, could you hear it?
To hear that, Heather? Okay. Well, you will be able to go back to Patriots Inside the Wire on your YouTube, and you can actually find the full episode. If you'd like to see the real pictures, true pictures of what is going on and that I was bringing up, and you really need to see these pictures to understand this. Unbelievable pictures there, Heather, that you have and everything you've brought to the show tonight. Again, a hand from above. Please go to their website. Operation Hope Drop. I love you, Amber. And I love everything that you're bringing up. Don't forget about the Bug Republic. Don't forget about everything that you mentioned. But I love the fact that everyone can now say that someone else sounds a little more country than Tracy. I love that because that's Amber. And the Tree of Valor, Miss Lori, joining us again for another great warrior show here on the show. So, Lori, we're going to close out here. Heather, it's been great to have you. We'll get you back on when things aren't, you're right in the thick of it. Amber, we'll bring you back too. I can't wait to see you all. Lori, closing remarks?
We see you.
I like that one. We do. Thank you, Lori. Stand by. We're going to go ahead and end this out here. Thank you for tuning in. I see you over here as well. Stand by. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.